Yo, Slick Rick, what's up, my brother? Welcome back. How you doing, man?
Chilling, man. Chilling, man. It's good to be back, man. What's going on? Let me just adjust this mic.
It feels
How's it
good,
going?
right? It feels good to be back to trying to get all this stuff out of your head. There's so much happening, man. But I've missed you. I missed the show. And I don't miss you. Um,
Take it back. Take it back.
yeah, man. But I definitely enjoy doing the show, and it feels good to be back. Um, Episode 28, man. It starts when? It starts now.
Now.
I like that now. It was like very, very full of oomph. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode 28 of Media Chop Up. My name is Serge, aka Serge Gorilla, and I'm joined by my brothers, Mr. Nice Guy, aka Mr. Nice Guy, Rick.
Mr. Nice, not so nice guy. Also, our third wheel couldn't make it today. He's got something that he will be with us soon.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah,
definitely.
But he definitely has some cool movies to talk about. So we'll get back to that at some point down the line. But
Definitely.
today we're going to be talking about. I'm sorry, my bad.
No, it's good. It's all good.
All right, today we're going to talk about basically what movie you've watched. What's our all-time most watched movie? It doesn't have to be your most favorite movie because that changes with time. But what's the movie you've watched the most over time?
That's a loaded question, man. Because there's so many movies that I could watch forever, man. I'm a part of all these different movie forums, and somebody actually posted, how many of you people watch a movie over and over again? I can just watch it once and I'm fine. And then people were like, no, I could watch my favorite movie a million times. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And I mean, growing up predominantly an only child, I love movies, man. And I was going to that video store and I was renting movies. And even when I went to Puerto Rico, and I used to go there for like 3 or 4 summers in a row when I was a kid, I was the only one that didn't speak any Spanish. And all I did was I taught myself how to swim in the 8-foot pool. And that's a bonus I got out of it. And I rented movies. But, my mom would buy me one movie and then, you have it for a week. So I would watch it as soon as I got it. And then I would be like, that was quick. Rewind it, watch it again. And I would watch it again. And then I would go to the pool and watch it again. So movies that I like, Short Circuit. I don't know. I used to love number 25. Like I love that show, man. There were so many great movies that I loved. I can watch it as many times as I want. Ewoks Battle for Endor. I'm not really a Star Wars guy, but that show I recorded live on TV, and at that time, it was a big thing. They were saying live in stereo, and by live in stereo meant that you can, at the same time as watching the show, it gave you a station to tune into, and you can listen to it on your stereo system as well as on your TV. So it was like a big wow factor. It's like a home theater, like, ooh. So we did that, and I recorded it. But you got to remember, like, when you recorded this, no, not even audio. The audio is fine. When you recorded it, it came with the commercials. The commercials are the commercials, man. I have that tape somewhere. Are golden. They're so classic. Giuliani had hair in one of the commercial ads. It had Teddy Ruxpin. It had the Minor Minolta. It had McDonald's commercial. New McD LT. The hot stays hot and the cool stays cool. New D LT. And it was basically keeping your sandwich separate. The cool stay cool, the hot stay hot, and then you open it, put it together, so you didn't have soggy stuff. So
why did that change?
I don't know. Maybe it costs more money for the styrofoam.
Right.
I don't know. But the commercials were just as valuable as that movie, and I watched that a trillion times. I even watched one of your favorites, Little Shop of Horror.
Oh, hell yeah.
I memorized every song, the doctor and all his mannerisms when he went in there and he started hurting people and it was screaming, bro. I memorized all that stuff. Suddenly Seymour, the classics, man, the classics.
Absolutely.
And the truth of the matter is it was a musical, but it didn't feel like, I didn't know what a musical was back then. It was cooler back then. Some musicals are too it sounds weird. I'm going to use a word that I shouldn't use because it doesn't make any sense. Too musically. Like,
Right. No, I get it because I
too.
don't like musicals. I don't like music, but Little Shop of Horrors got the formula right. I think there's a certain formula that works for musicals. If it's just purely that you're singing about every single conversation, I
Yes,
can't do it.
yes,
I can't
agreed.
do it.
I need some movie to pull me in.
Yeah.
So yeah, so a lot of those movies I could watch over and over again. So I'm very curious what your picks would be in this. Oh, we have a couple comments over here. Let me see. Oh, okay. What does this say?
So his knees
Uh,
feels like Jello.
who said that?
That's G Friggity Fresh.
Oh, so yeah. I'm not even gonna show my shirt, but
Why
so
not?
you want to pop it off first? You want to tell me what your first choice is for movies that you can watch forever, over and over and over, and enjoy it just the
Sure.
same?
Yes, man. I got like a top two that I can constantly watch, but we're gonna go with The Little Mermaid, man.
The
The Little
Little
Mermaid. Yeah.
Mermaid is not
And
some. I know you.
so,
We've spoken about
yeah,
this. It still
yeah.
doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like you
Once I
are.
tell you the story, you understand how it is grounded in my childhood.
I know the story. The story
Mm.
is you watched the movie Big, and you went to the beach, and you paid to become a kid in an adult's body, and then that's what happened to you. You got stuck that way, and that's why your choice is freaking a kids movie because you're still a kid. Am I right?
Okay, that was that was a well thought out imagination.
I just pulled that out right here. Pop! Yeah.
I think you pulled it out of that. Yeah, ass. It's
Yes.
like pop
Ideas come out of all over the place, bro.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes the best type of thoughts come out when you're on the throne.
That's right. Very,
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You have time to focus.
Yeah. So it's crazy the way I came to fall in love with Little Mermaid,
Yeah,
right?
please
Because
tell me. Please tell me.
when I was little, it was the first trailer that really like got me excited. I don't know if it was the
How
animation or the
how
music.
old?
I want to say like 9, 10 years old, something
Let me
like
find
that.
out. Hold on. I'm gonna find out what year it came out.
89,
Okay, 89. How old were you in 89?
about 9, 10 years old.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you see the trailer. Go ahead. Walk me through it.
Right. And it was just like nothing but like magic, just the idea of mer people, like people in the ocean and the sea, just that
I
whole
want to
new
see a
world.
merman.
Yeah, it was just crazy to me. Just the music was beautiful. It just drew me in, and I was like, I don't know if I was infatuated Ariel. I honestly can't remember, but I love that whole life under the ocean type of thing. It really captivated my imagination. I was like so
Okay.
excited. My parents knew I wanted to see this movie. Everybody knew I could not wait to see this damn movie. So right, one day, right, my parents come home, with a VHS talking about, oh, they have the Little Mermaid. I was like, it didn't even come out yet. It's not even in theaters. How'd you guys get it? They had it in the video rental store. I was like, you sure? I was like, yeah. When we come home, we're gonna watch it. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. This is weird. Like, we must have got a bootleg or something. I'm not sure. So they come home and it's like the wrong Little Mermaid movie. It was like one of those fake ass B movies that you see, like, and I was bawling, I was crying, I was so pissed off, so upset, so
Oh, man.
furious, so heartbroken. Man, could you just imagine being a kid and just wanting something so bad, whether it's candy, food, toys, anything, and your parents disappoint you? That scars you deep. That hurts, man.
I thought you knew me.
Yeah, exactly. Right? What kind of parents are you? I was inconsolable, man. I was like, this is bullshit. You don't lie. You don't lie like that. You don't do that shit.
You're like,
Right?
yeah, what's wrong with this boy? He doesn't know he's a boy?
Exactly, right? So then eventually I saw the movie. I fell in love. I fell in love with the music, the characters, the storyline. Like
Time
Disney
out.
does. Get
Favorite song?
favorite song out of all of them. The most fun song is Under the Sea.
Under
But
the Sea
but I really like when she's
with the
in her
crab.
cave. Yeah, but I
Uh-huh.
really like when she's in her cave and she's like really just like trying to understand like why her father's just so against her and the human life. Like she's talking about, I don't know the name of the song, but I can sing it. No, I won't sing it.
Yes, you will.
No, I won't.
Come
No,
on.
I won't. I don't want to sing it.
I sang Suddenly Seymour for you.
No, you didn't. You spoke of it. You mentioned it.
No, I sang it multiple times. Stop it.
I didn't. All right. It starts off like this, and you'll know it. It goes, look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? That song.
I do remember that part. I do remember that part. Nice.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get someone to go against you and help you sing that song.
No, it's really, really good, man. And it's just
I
a
know,
fun
I
song.
know. You should be a mermaid for Halloween, please,
Oh
please,
man, just I'm
please.
I'm at the trick or treat from the lake.
Yo, if you got to crawl around, if we get a wheelbarrow, we'll do it. We'll do it.
You know, wheelbarrow with water in it. No, but I absolutely love it, man. It's one of my favorite movies. But recently, man, Disney has been disappointing me with their live action movies, man.
You didn't like Raya and the Last Dragon?
I actually no, I said the live action movies.
Oh, live action. Okay.
Live the transitions from animation to live action. I think they've been doing a horrible job with casting. They did do a great job with the visuals for the one with Angelina Jolie. I forget.
I haven't seen that one.
Maleficent.
Are you
Maleficent.
talking about Lion King?
Almost all of them. I didn't like one of my favorite also animated movies from Disney was Beauty and the Beast, and I hated the live action one. I think they did a poor job with casting on that. It was terrible. There was so many opportunities. I was desperate for a live action Beauty and the Beast movie, and they for me personally, even though the movie did well financially, I think they did a terrible job with the way the Beast looked. He looked terrible, and I thought Hermione was a terrible choice for Bella, and Gaston was too damn skinny. I don't know. Like I think when it comes to that kind of stuff, the aesthetics have to be on point. Just my personal opinion is like when you like something, you want to have familiarity.
I feel like with Disney, Disney is the ultimate babysitter.
Yeah.
So people look forward to these because that's why a lot of the jokes are aimed at the parents and go over the kid's head, but it's still very entertaining and still they put money into it and it looks great.
Yeah.
But I guess they figure to a certain extent people are still going to watch it.
And that's what happens. People get so excited, they have that nostalgia, so they go watch it. And if you're a real purist, you get disappointed. You're like, damn, this is not what I remember. You don't get those same feelings. You don't get that same emotions that are evoked. And this is kind of why I love animation. Like, you don't get bad acting in animation. You know, they can focus on storytelling and developing the story and plots.
The more realism that they have with the characters that they're animating, it makes it so much better. You know, I could watch Toy Story forever, man. Toy Story is it's very entertaining and watching their mannerisms and how they jerk, like, what are you doing? You know, like it's very realistic and it's even more funnier seeing.
There's no bad acting, man. There's no bad acting. It's impossible.
I guess so. I was actually thinking about it, just random thought in my head, and I was like, I wonder how you get into voice acting. Do you run into someone, they say you have a great voice, or do you just audition? But for the most part,
you audition.
You audition, yeah, of course. Yeah. But like, how does someone find the I don't know. Some people you hear their voice and they have such a unique voice, and I'm like, the only person who could love that voice would be a cartoon because that voice is annoying. Like my cousin Jackie, I love her, but she has a very cartoony, squeaky voice, and I think she would be great for the movies.
Yeah, I really could. I have to agree with this person. Yeah.
I think the most live action. Remakes kind of sucked. The expectation was the Jungle Book was I agreed.
I think they got that shit right, but I think that's because they got somebody from Marvel to work on that, which is Jon Favreau, the guy who created Iron Man.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that I'm not gonna lie, that visually was beautiful. The Jungle Book, they did a damn good job, which is why I couldn't understand that the Lion King couldn't be just as good because Jungle Book came out before Lion King. So the expectation should be that, right? It should be at least as good as the Jungle Book visually. And they didn't do that. Like if you've seen the Jungle Book, it looks like they had real animals. I'm not sure how they did it. I'm not sure if it was all CGI, but it looks like it was real animals in the Jungle Book that were just talking. Whereas in the Lion King, they looked like they used a lot of CGI to make up for the crazy stuff. So
I enjoyed watching the original Lion King.
And I
watched that a whole lot growing up. And I wasn't into Disney stuff, but someone left tape at my house and I watched it a million times. And I was like, oh, Simba,
Yeah.
But watching it now as an adult, it wasn't bad. A lot of people knocked it, but it didn't have the same feeling. It didn't have the same feeling.
You talking about
And
the live action or the
the one with
animation?
the one with Beyonce.
Okay, the live action one. Yeah.
Hmm. So some things are easy to hit a home run with. Other ones you have to work a little bit harder. But ultimately, the fan base for a comic book movie versus the fan base for a Disney live action going from anime, um, it's different. People are
Yeah.
gonna eat whatever you give them, Disney wise. It's packaged in the Disney bow. You're gonna
Right.
enjoy it. It's family, and then um, the comic book fanatics are like, shut that shit down. Optimus Prime does not have a faceplate. I mean, does not have lips. Put a faceplate on him. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it right now.
Right.
Like people really make a big deal about it, and it can really affect the fan base, you know.
Right. And that's
But
what you should be catering to, because those are the ones who are going to come loyally to every film that you create.
you know what movie I love watching over and over again? It's a classic. It just
Which
popped
one?
in my head. The first Transformers movie where Optimus Prime dies right away.
Oh, really?
You never seen that?
The animation, right?
The cartoon. I mean,
Yeah, the cartoon animation
yeah,
cartoon. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, like the first Transformers movie, Optimus Prime dies right away, and I'm like I felt so helpless. Like, how's the leader die in the beginning, and it is still a movie? Like, how does this happen? You know?
Right.
And I have that movie somewhere digitally, somewhere. But nonetheless, like I can watch that forever. That I was really into Transformers and Thundercats and He-Man and all that stuff. So it still means a lot to me. But we obviously digress when it comes to that.
Right.
Anything else you want to share about your Little Mermaid?
Yeah. The
So
fact
behind
that
it, behind the scenes, like I don't know, like whether they poop, I don't know.
he's so stupid. No, I try to. It's funny because my son doesn't like scary movies. I'm sorry to put him on blast. He just doesn't. But the Little Mermaid wouldn't fall under that category, right?
No,
Right? It
right?
wouldn't fall under scary movies, right? So we were
Yeah.
watching. I was trying to get him to watch one of my favorite all-time movies. And when Ursula is introduced, he looks at me with this fear in his eyes. And he just turned it off. I'm like, why? It's just getting good. Why? He couldn't handle Ursula. I was like, holy shit.
I believe that, and I don't in any way want to make fun of him because the truth of the
He
matter
was
is,
like 5, 6 years old. So I'm
I
hoping now
I
he
was
can
I
handle it.
was tormented at that age. Like, my aunt,
Really?
tormented, and it's not by my mom or my dad. It was by my aunt who loved watching scary movies, and we spoke about this on a past episode.
Oh,
Like
that's right. That's right.
the
I remember. Yeah, yeah.
80s was like the birth, the real like so many scary movies were great at that time,
That's what it was
and
about.
yeah, it was all about it. So everyone wanted to be scared. I want Freddy, I want Jason, I don't know, they had everything out there, bro. They had claymation, they had everything, and they were all entertaining.
Yeah.
And my aunt used to love, it was all about, like, it was before Blockbuster, and it was all about movie night, man. And
Oh, hell yeah.
I would stay over for a week, or I would stay over for like 3 or 4 days. And she, in 3 out of 4 of those days, she's watching movies. And there was actually a video store right downstairs from her that I ended up running into years later, and it was still around. And I got to go in there right before they shut down, and I bought a couple of DVD series because it was selling everything. But the place was massive, bro. It was like fucking, it was so big, and it was a great memory. It was great to, as an adult, walk in that place. I'm like, yeah, I remember this place.
I
It's
miss
crazy.
those places, those non-label video stores that everybody those mom
I
and
took
pop video
I took a
stores.
picture of the place, and I was like, yo, I am so sad. It was family ran. And I said, listen, I'm so sad. And I said, how did you last this long? And they basically told us, they said, listen,
They sold drugs in the back.
no. No.
The
They
front.
they basically said that it was like around Ocean Parkway,
Yeah.
Ocean Avenue, Ocean Parkway, and it's on the border of where it's mixed. It's highly Hasidic Jew, and
Uh-huh.
then the rest of it was just everybody else. And they said what kept us alive was the Hasidic Jews because they still were renting movies.
That's
They were
crazy.
still renting movies.
That's
DVDs came out. I was like, nah, I don't need DVD. You got any cassettes?
yeah.
So but it transitioned and they started renting DVDs. But like for them, like it was close to home. It was something they trusted. They were going to continue to support it. So the fact that this long, it lasted to like maybe 4 years ago, and then I remember going in there and I bought like 2 full seasons of a couple shows that they had, and I was literally, bro, I can be in a movie store for hours looking at stuff. This is good. This I want to own. That's the way I was. But I totally digress.
Do you miss VHS or do you appreciate digital?
I don't ever want to go back to the VHS.
Yeah, I can't. I hate rewinding. I like being able to.
I'll tell you this. I got a car that had a CD and cassette player. And
I thought you were gonna say it had a VHS player. Now,
no,
what kind of fucking awesome vehicle did you have?
It was a Back to the Future limo. No, and I decided to commit. Right, so I had the cassette that goes in that has the connection to your phone, and then basically you can play whatever. Because I didn't have Bluetooth. So I said, you know what? I'm going to commit and I'm going to buy some classic albums. So I bought Big E, I bought Nas, I bought Brand Nubian, like hip hop. I bought some R&B, I bought Jodeci, like cassettes. Yeah. And I was putting them in and I was like, oh yeah, I remember this. Let me forward. And then you had to, and I didn't know where the hell in the song I was. And then you had to flip to the other side. And then I realized that a couple of the albums were the same song, but they just changed up the beat a little bit. And it's like, this is the radio edit, and this is and I was like,
this is bullshit.
I did it for 2 songs, bro. And I said, I can't. Right. I want to go to next. Some songs I want to skip. And I said, I don't have it in me. I don't have the patience anymore. So cassette players, I don't want to go back to them, Nope. So,
right, man. Yeah, let's move on to your thing. Yeah, what's your movie, man? What's the movie that you can watch over and over, or your most all-time watched movie?
All right.
There we go.
I'm gonna have to go with
rated
The Great, The Last Dragon. Barry Gordon's The Last Dragon. Now, this movie is special for many, many different reasons. Number one, the fact that Barry Gordy, a music Mongol, put this together. There's other Last Dragons that are more respectable. Bruce Lee, it's like, what are you doing making a New York version of a martial arts urban type of movie? You know what I'm saying? Let me pull up my notes and stuff like this so I don't miss anything, right? But this thing was perfect on many, 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 many levels. I'll start off by telling you that when it came out, it was a critical failure, but a box office success, making $33 million against a budget of approximately $10 million. So since then, it has since become a cult hit. I think I told you personally a while ago, not too long ago. I mean, a few years ago, I saw they were doing a screening in Governor's Island of The Last Dragon. I was like, I gotta go. Oh, I should have uploaded that picture. Forget it. So I went there wearing this shirt, right? I got The Last Dragon, right? And I didn't want this red one, but this is the best looking one that I saw. The other ones are too cheap. And I wanted, because red symbolizes Shonuff, the bad guy. I wanted Leroy. I wanted the glow. I wanted the yellow or the whatever color, right? So I couldn't find it, so I got this one. So I wore this hat, right? Now this hat right here, which I had to go searching for. Nobody had fucking this hat, which was so much work. And I was originally looking to wear a gi. But a gi, I needed to try it on because it doesn't come in Puerto Rican sizes. It comes in Asian sizes.
What kind of shit is that?
No, I'm a big guy. So like I didn't want to order something and then basically it be a medium and then basically my nipples are showing or something. I don't know. Like, I wanted to go to Governor's Island and I wanted to show up. So Me and my lady, we went and we met up by the ferry terminal, and she saw me with the freaking hat. She was like, "I can't believe you! I can't believe you!" Now she had a Last Dragon shirt too that we got, but she couldn't believe that I was rocking the hat, the Asian hat. Now, I wanted to like basically be a part of the movie. I wanted to rock the gi with the hat and the chopsticks and the whole nine. Like it's a big
You
part of
want
the
to get
movie.
chopsticks?
Yo, bro, I wanted to do the whole thing. So I go there and I'm wearing the hat and I'm wearing the shirt, and it's spread out on this lawn. They have a huge screen and it was pretty dope. And there was a guy that was dressed exactly the way I just told you. He was rocking a gi with the hat, with chopsticks, eating freaking lo mein. So the dude stands in front of me and was like, "Challenge." And I was like, "What is this about? What do you mean?" He was like, "We have to battle. I'm Leroy. You're Shona." So I was like, "Fuck it, let's do it." So
Okay.
people were going like, "Oh my god, oh," and fucking taking pictures of us like we were part of the movie. So like people were like you know how the Matrix, how the camera goes around you,
Yeah.
right? That people was freaking all around us taking pictures while we were posing, and we had this cool picture where we're like doing martial arts poses. Meanwhile, I know nothing about martial arts, right?
Right. You're just a
And,
fan. You're just a fan.
and that's one of the great things about this movie is that it definitely brought that out in all of us, right? And well, who said is that Julia who said she could sing the whole soundtrack?
I'm not sure. I can't see.
I don't have access to Facebook right now.
I
So
gotta take a look.
oh, what the hell does it say? Sergio used Park using his feet during that time too. What? Used to
When you were talking
park.
about the car.
Huh?
When you were talking about the car.
What was I saying about the car?
That you
I'm
had the
lost.
cassette player in it.
Oh,
It's so old school. You used to use your feet. Yeah, Flintstone.
that's another story. I think the most live action. Okay, I was just reading the notes. Sorry. So it was pretty cool. We did that, and then as the movie's about to start, freaking, I don't want to say his name wrong. Tamik, right? The star of the movie, right? He showed up and he looks amazing. He's in amazing shape. He's always been into martial arts. He has a bunch of belts, and he's been a huge student of martial arts, and that's one of the reasons why he chose it. The writer of this story was actually a Puerto Rican guy from New York. So it's actually pretty cool that it's based in New York and it's by a guy from New York. And he is then since
Is that Barry Gordo?
No, Barry Gordy is the guy who just basically put everything together, right? Let me see if I have a picture of him. I do. Let me post it up. Give me a second. Hold on. But like he's like, I hope he's not even he don't care about us, but like I was gonna like, he's kind of like the Diddy of his time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like he basically had the power to put everything together. This is Barry Gordy in the suit right there. This is one of the guys who were in the movie. Tamik is behind him in the white tux right there. But like there's a lot of great images at that time. But basically he just put all this together. It was an amazing soundtrack. Some things just pop, man. Some things just pop. Like, this came out in the 80s, bro. And this is one of the reasons why I don't think they could remake this, because like certain parts of it didn't make sense, but it felt so right. Like the movie Warriors has a bunch of weird ass freaking costumes. So in this movie, there was a scene in the movie theater, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know about, and Leroy was watching a Bruce Lee movie in his gi and and with his chopsticks and just being just like peaceful, because that's what he was. And it was a bunch of big guys there, and then out of nowhere, Show Enough showed up with his crew and his entourage, and they basically started wrecking shit. And they were basically all about telling everyone that they were the master. I am the master. Who's better than me? Nobody. If you want to be better than me, let's battle. So then there's a scene where they start fighting, and all these big guys are showing up. Now, what they wear is what's classic. Here's one of them. Who this big wears? It looks like he's wearing his kid's freaking tank top, his daughter's tank top. But back in the day, it was called unisex. Oh, that shirt is unisex, and you showed off your belly and so if they try to recreate this now, bro, they couldn't recreate this now if they tried. But they had a bunch of people that were all getting beat down by Show Enough, and that scene was like classic. And all he wanted to do was get Leroy to fight him. Let me show some behind the scenes stuff. So showing off is showing off right here. He was fighting. What else we got here? A lot
It
of
looked
these
like he was
images.
fighting Dragonfly Jones, a student.
Pretty much. I'm just trying to look at the images I have here. The music is great on this movie. The everyone knows the music for this like for example bring that style back. Someone wrote, whoever said that, I want to see you wear that, okay? But but it was a great time. You see Leroy right there in the outfit. But I'm gonna get to some stuff telling you about the movie. But it was great because it had like some songs that will forever be burned into your head. Like for example, Suki Yuki Yak Saki Suk, you sock it to me, I sock it to
I suck
you.
it to
And that
you.
was outside the fortune cookie factory. And
Right.
basically, so the storyline, I mean, I feel like, do I even have to mention it? This movie is
Exactly.
so classic, right? But basically, he reached the top level that he can reach from his sensei. And
Oh,
his
she
sensei was
becomes a
like,
boss.
I can't teach you anything else. I can't teach you anything else. So he was like, but master, what do you mean? Like, he was just yearning to learn so much more. And he said, the next level is the glow, and you have to obtain that level on your own. So you can tell, like, Leroy, the main character, was just he was so advanced in martial arts, but he was so clueless in life, street smarts and everything. He was just kind of like a big kid. He was a grown up, and he was just so innocent that you can tell him anything and he will believe it. So so he then tells him, like, listen, take this belt, this buckle, right? And this you give to the master when you find him. And there was no master. He was just basically trying to give him something to keep him going.
Right.
And but basically people looked at him like he was a fool. So he was thinking that he had to go to the master. The master was the master of the fortune cookie factory. And then he thought he was there. And then he was like, I want to speak to the master. And those guys like, you're not good enough to speak to the master. Get out of here, whatever.
They're toying with him.
So like there was a lot of that for the whole movie, but man, there's so many great some directly your pizza to Daddy Green's Pizza. There's so many great slogans in there, right? The music was great. The barge, feel the rhythm, the beat of the rhythm of the night, the barge, that whole soundtrack. I was just listening to it right before this. It was great, but that's where Berry Gordy came in. Think about it. This guy, what does this guy have anything to do with martial arts? Oh, so let me just tell you the story. So as we're about to view this in Governor's Island, they start telling us a story, and the guy who wrote it basically starts telling us that a bunch of people have approached him to remake it, and he refuses unless he has creative influence. He wants a say in it. He doesn't want Hollywood to take over it and then change it. However, he said this is his baby. Right. He's written this. He refuses to sign off on it. So they basically, it hasn't been remade, and thank God, because I don't think it should. But he said there's something that they would consider doing, and he would be involved in it, would be to make a Broadway show. And I was like, that could be cool. If they do it right, if they get the right people, it could be pretty awesome, because they could make a Broadway show about anything. Hamilton was great, and it was just really creative. That's a topic that people would fall asleep through, and they made it where it was just highly sought after, So he basically tells us that to Mike, I say his name wrong, I'm so sorry. Basically wasn't their first choice, and they went for someone else and basically signed somebody else. And then he showed up for an audition, and he was horrible in reading his lines. Horrible, but he had no idea what to expect. And he was, in his defense, he was just a martial arts guy. So the producer was like, I really love you, and I love you so much, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You were horrible, but I want to give you another opportunity. Come back, audition again, and I'm not giving anybody an opportunity to audition again. You were the only person. So he goes, okay. All right. And he goes, I'll give you a little idea what we're looking for, but the rest is on you. So he went back and he practiced the lines, and I guess he was like very robotic in reading the lines and everything, because it's a whole nother craft to be able to take the words that are on page and turn it into life.
Yeah.
And all he was a martial arts guy. He was really, really good. So he looked the part. He had the poses, and that was great. So then when he showed up again for the re-audition, they had someone already inked. And they were like, should we go through this audition? They said, he was horrible last time. Let's just go through it. And he was amazing. And he was so amazing that he goes to the guy and he goes, we need this guy. And they were like, we have someone already. And he was like, let's find a way out of it. So they basically gently let go of the guy. They said, listen, I'm sorry, but whatever. I don't know what they told him. And then he went with him, and the rest is history. And he was the best. He was the best for this movie. Like it was awesome. He sold it. His innocence, it translated through the screen. It was epic, you know? So definitely. Is this one of your favorite movies? Do you like this movie?
I enjoy it. Hell yeah. I can watch that. I can watch it a lot. It's fun.
All
I haven't watched it. I might actually watch it after the show.
The show. I can watch this anytime. So I'll tell you a bunch of did you know. So in 1997, Busta Rhymes parodied character Shonuff in his music video "Dangerous." In the video, the music cuts off. Busta proclaims, "Yo, Leroy, am I not the baddest?" and replicates Shonuff's first speech on screen. And it's pretty cool. And he definitely looks the part, right? You can see the difference between him and the real character. So like Busta definitely can pull that off. So that was one thing. I thought that was cool when he did that. Second, do you know there's a bunch of people who lobbied for Leroy Green and Shonuff? We'll start off with Leroy. Guess who lobbied really, really hard to be Leroy? And when I tell you this person, let me know if you could see it.
All right, get it.
You want to guess or no?
I have no idea. No clue.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Get the fuck out of here.
So now, when I chose this picture, I made sure to choose a picture of him, a headshot from that year. So from the year 1985, I forgot what year this was. That was the way Lawrence Fishburne looked on the left. So I was like, can you see him being Leroy Green? Or Bruce Leroy?
Absolutely not. And I'll tell you why. Because his performance in The Matrix shows me that he had no martial arts skill. He couldn't. It wouldn't be believable to see him as a martial artist.
Camera. It was all camera, like and then the camera goes pushing him back and everything. But yeah. So okay. So also I forgot to jump to this first. The Last Dragon paid homage to the great Bruce Lee, mimicking scenes and characters from Bruce's movies. So if you see throughout it, you can see multiple scenes in this movie where they literally mimicked everything from the jumpsuit to the
Chinese,
the hands, restaurant. The hands, the Chinese, all that stuff. They paid homage to them. And the funny thing is that they had to get permission to do that. And they kind of wrote this whole thing and had everything aligned without getting the permission first. So they really had to hustle.
Yeah.
To go along those lines. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Next, let me see. Which goes along with that. Leroy wore the same jumpsuit as Bruce Lee from the movie Game of Death in 1978. So you can see Bruce Lee here on the top where he fought Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And then in The Last Dragon, he trained his class wearing that same suit. Now, part of the movie is he just wanted to be like Bruce Lee. He loved Bruce Lee, so it made sense, right? All right. Lee O'Brien, the younger brother. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
So he had a younger brother who was like really hip and cool. And he was like, my brother's such a dweeb. Like, he's the coolest guy, but he doesn't know how to use himself, use his Jeep. So the younger brother was better known. He was actually in real life the younger brother of Guy O'Brien, better known as Master G from the pioneering rap group, the Sugar Hill Gang. Oh, wow. So the younger brother, which is on the top left, right? His big brother was Master G from the Sugar Hill Gang, the classic hip hop group Sugar Hill Gang. Which is pretty epic. And then right after the right there in the middle on the top, they show him and Tamik, and that's him as he got older. But it's a pretty sad story with him.
Really?
So there's two people from this. I don't know if there's more, but there's two main people who passed away who are no longer with us. So one of them being the guy who plays Shonuff, and he passed away. and Leo O'Brien passed away. Now he one summer got shot 3 times and he survived, and they sewed him up, but they didn't do it properly. So he still had internal bleeding. So he was, he just had a lot of like going back to the doctor back and forth, and then eventually he just died. And it was basically because of malpractice, medical malpractice. They didn't sew him up correctly. It's pretty sad, but yeah, so that's a very sad thing. All right. Next, we have guess who else was considered for the part of Leroy Green? You don't have to guess. I'll just tell you.
No, yeah.
Mario Van Peebles. He was considered. Right. He was considered for the role. I could see him looking like Leroy Green,
but I don't know if he had the skill set.
I'm not gonna say that he doesn't have the skill set, but what did Tamik have? What did he have? He had
the boyish good looks.
Yeah, he had the good looks. He had the good looks. He had the innocence, exactly, and he had the martial arts credibility. His poses were all real. All that stuff was real. So, I'm not saying Mario Van Peebles couldn't have done it, but he does kind of look like him. He does kind of look like him. Yeah, we see that. Right. Next up, Jim Brown. Do you know who Jim Brown is?
The football player?
Yeah, the legendary football player. He's been in a bunch of things. Fred Williamson, Ron O'Neal, Billy D. Williams, and Carl Weathers, who was in Rocky, were also considered for the role of Shonuff.
Okay.
And Denzel Washington.
Really?
Yes. So these are all pictures of them back at that time.
I can see Billy D. Williams.
I can see Billy D. Williams.
Too smooth.
And truth be told, the guy who played Shonuff didn't have any martial arts experience.
You could tell.
He did not. But in the 80s, it was believable, bro. It was just like,
Yeah.
Next up, so
fire went out.
Denzel, that was acting right there. That was all acting, right? Yeah. Denzel actually auditioned for both Shonuff and Leroy. Believe it or not.
That's crazy. He's too big of a star.
So Denzel and Wesley Snipes lobbied hard.
That's crazy.
They both wanted to be Leroy. And what's crazy is this. I think what it was that Berry Gordy was big. So they knew that this movie, he's not going to get involved with anything that's not big. So they all, look at all these stars. I mean, granted, it was early in their career, but all of them wanted in on this. And they were all willing, I could do martial arts, or I could do martial arts. But, I mean, granted, Wesley Snipes, he was great. Yes. But I don't know about back then, But nonetheless, like all these guys wanted in and, whatever. What else do I have here? That's basically all the did you know? There's a bunch of other information about the club. The club was actually it was on 54th. What happened?
So Wesley Snipes was Shonuff and Coming to America too.
He kind of was, right?
Who is the massa?
Yeah, he was great in that movie, but he carried that movie. But the club where they show all those Bruce Lee parodies and everything. It was called Seventh Heaven, and it was actually on 54th and 10th. And then Diana Ross visited the next day and asked if she could buy it for her next tour. So, wow. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool did you knows that are all based around the 80s and, cool things about it, but nothing else worth showing. I shared enough. But it's a great, movie. I can watch it a million times. It's funny. It's the music is great. Soundtrack, all that stuff is pretty epic, 80s theme with the clothing and everything, it's definitely something that every time it came on TV, I was glued to the screen. I was recording it on tape with my VHS. It was my joint, so that's my number one choice of stuff that I could watch all the time. And Vanity was hot. And let me see.
That's
Vanity,
a nice little tidbit. I didn't know that.
That was the Prince's first love. What? Oh, yeah, exactly.
First love.
Yeah, it was Prince's first love. It was. And she was in some other movies after that. I think she was in some other movies with Carl Weathers, but nothing made a splash like The Last Dragon did. The Last Dragon was epic. And I think it has to be epic for it to have that title. And so many other real martial arts movies take that same title and it still holds weight.
Right.
It wasn't forgotten. So that's enough for me. What about you? What's your next pick?
I mean, my next one again, it's gonna be a movie that you're probably not gonna be a fan of, but Pretty Woman, man. I actually love Pretty Woman, man. Julia Roberts and Richard
Jesus.
Gere, man. Yeah, I
Yo, bro.
love that movie. I'm a
All you're doing is proving my point over and over again, bro.
and what's that point?
That you relive the movie Big and you're somebody else living in your body.
No, somebody else. I think they a kid. I'm like, nah, it's not a kid movie, brother. It's not a kid movie. No, but Pretty Woman, I like. If you're a hopeless romantic, man, that's the ultimate like fairy tale, man. I think anyone would like to, find out that that there's a Prince Charming out there waiting for them, and vice versa. So Pretty Woman was just, I think it was like a perfect movie. It had comedy, it had action, it had suspense,
it had Richard Gere.
I know, right? It had great music, man. I love the music from the soundtrack.
Does Richard Gere always look like he's squinting?
Yeah, absolutely. All the time, Richard Gere. So.
Yeah. you gotta read one of his lines squinting like that. Do that scene.
Yeah, hey, cut. I forgot about that Pretty Woman with the necklace.
The necklace, and she's like, oh.
It's funny. That was unscripted.
Yeah, exactly.
That was 100% unscripted.
That was what's her name? Something Roberts.
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts. Yeah, she definitely did a good job with that, and I did watch that. I wouldn't say that that's my favorite that I could watch over and over again, but hey, we all have our tastes, and that's yours. Okay.
I love the music again. The music was really good.
Yeah, what kind of music? What kind of sing me one of the songs?
I think the opening song from the beginning was really, really good. I think it's right after Richard Gere is leaving to go on a business trip. I think it's called the King of Wishful Thinking.
No idea.
No? Because I'm the king of wishful thinking.
Kinda.
I'll get over you. I know I will.
Are you channeling your I'll Be Sure?
No. I just love good music. I think soundtracks is really important to a movie,
80s
man.
were great for soundtracks. 80s were awesome for soundtracks. So I believe that.
Music,
I mean, I could probably hear it and then be like, yeah, that was a good song.
Just think about Hershey's, man. Hershey's went all out and had like a short little music video for a commercial. Some of you remember the Hershey's commercial. That's the song.
Yo, everyone wants to hear you sing again, man.
Nah, you can. Sweet dreams are made of this. Nestles. You don't remember that Nestle's commercial?
No.
Oh hell no! Come on, man. It was like a damn near real music video, bro.
Oh, someone says there were definitely points in my life where Goodfellas was never taken out of the DVD player, and I would watch it every day. I've watched the most, and maybe Wedding Crashers. Wedding Crashers was funny, and and also watch good comedy. You know what's funny is that totally off topic, and I've shared this with you. I joined this other movie fanatics room. There's a bunch of them, and some of them really annoy me. Some of the people there really annoy me. But what I realized is that in a lot of these rooms, they have fans from all over the world, which I think is pretty cool. A lot of these people didn't have the option to watch this stuff back then, so they're watching it now. It's almost like they're playing catch up. So a lot of these people are very savvy on Facebook, and they post a picture of the poster and they go, "What do you think about this?" And some of these movies, I'm like, bro, that came out 30 years ago, guy. Like, why are you talking about this now? But they're very excited about it, and they're looking for someone to talk to about it. Right. So I post, just like I do in our room, our media shopper room, I post some behind the scenes stuff with some cool images, and I posted a picture up of a behind the scenes of Goodfellas where De Niro was actually gonna stomp the guy out, and you could see the cameraman down low and everything, and you could see the guy like all bloody and everything. And bro, do you understand that it's gone like so viral? These people are sharing it and commenting about it and quoting it, and I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed. So obviously, these American films they go worldwide. I'm pretty sure
Hell yeah.
aliens up in space are quoting Robert De Niro.
You
You
just
know.
reminded me of something like that. Remember the movie Running Scared?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Remember that
Paul Walker.
Russian dude? Yeah, but
Yeah.
there was a Russian dude that actually told a story like that. That he had one American VHS tape in
Yeah.
his country that didn't have like VHS. But there was this one American tape that he just played over and over. And he loved it.
What movie was
And
it?
I can't remember it, but
Okay.
but he said that his father destroyed it to try to teach him a lesson and stuff like that. But it's just funny.
I
It's
do remember that. Yeah,
similar. Yeah.
I do
But it's
remember that. Yeah, yeah.
funny how when American movies go to other countries because they don't have them there and they fall in love with them.
Side note, media chopper room we've been running for a little while now. I just made another room. Same name, just added movie media chop up. And the reason why I added another room was because we weren't able to change the settings on the original room, and for the media chopper room that we first originally made, it wasn't open to the public. It can be
Right.
viewed and searched, but you had to request. So a lot of these other chat rooms are open to the public, and they can either
People can
request,
just join, right?
they can just join, or they can get a questionnaire or whatever the case may be. But this is one thing that I can say that I really appreciated from these other rooms is the fandom, the level of fandom, and how they just want to talk about it. They want to talk about stuff that came out years ago. They want to talk about Game of Thrones. They want to talk about a lot of these shows that they absolutely. I think one of the things I shared had, the last time I checked, had 4,000 likes. 4,000, bro. There's 50,000 people in the room. So
Right.
I'm just like, Jesus. But that shows that there's a lot of fans out there, and
Right.
I enjoy engaging with some of those people because like their opinions are very, very, very they're very interesting to me, because some of them, think about it, like the only English that they're hearing or speaking would be from this movie, and
Right.
some people, so they're not judging their opinions on the three other movies that guy directed, or the actor or whatever, or he did a horrible job in that movie. They are judging that movie for what the feeling that it gave them, and it left them wanting more. So one thing that people love is Goodfellas. They love Goodfellas.
Good feathers is about a bird.
That's another one. That was on the WB.
Good feathers.
Yo, first of all, on the WB they did a spoof called the Godfeather, and
Oh, I
it
think I
was
seen
all
that one.
pigeons.
Yeah.
Hilarious,
Yeah.
hilarious.
It was
They,
a
they
good
were
bit.
they were all great on that show, the Animaniacs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That was really, really creatively
Created.
great. That was great. Yeah, created. Yeah. So so I'm sorry, man. So anything else you want to add about Pretty Woman? You get dressed in a Pretty Woman dress or no?
No, well, not with
No.
a
Okay.
Julia Robert
Okay.
Hooker suit. I don't have the physique for it. That's the only reason.
Oh, I got you. Okay, that makes sense.
Any other time, I'd wear it. I'd absolutely wear it.
I believe that. I believe that. You got to work to get that Julia Roberts body.
Oh, you know what's crazy? You know the suit that she's wearing at the beginning of the film, the blue and white suit with the white buckle in the middle.
Uh-huh.
They actually used that. They inserted it in a DC animation movie, Shazam.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta show you. It's crazy. It's undeniable. The same exact slut outfit, and it's a slut in the movie in the show.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty interesting. It's
Okay, that's cool.
Hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna keep it moving with my next movie. My next movie, I had something else picked. I'll talk about that another time because I wanted to share a bunch of the tidbits that I researched on it,
Right.
and I wanted to make some visuals for it. So I'll use it for another episode. But there's still a bunch of other movies that I watched a million times over, and that movie would be Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I could watch that movie forever. In fact, I memorized every fight scene. I know who's gonna win and how they're gonna win. I used to practice it. I used to do the kicks, a lot of the silly lines from his movies. I would replicate. That movie was epic on many levels. It was based on a real life character of an American that was in the military and went AWOL, and basically joined the Kumite, which was to the death, or possibly to the death fight for who's best out of the world, and only certain people got invitations,
Invited.
and he wanted in, and he was an American that got trained by a Japanese sensei, and that was unheard of. But like he basically, as a kid, um showed something to his sensei and basically said, I want to learn. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And, from the beginning, his sensei was like, you're American. We don't teach Americans. We don't teach our culture to Americans. And he basically proved himself worthy and became really, really good. And he was willing to sacrifice his military standing. I mean, to be able to go AWOL and fight this fight. And he ended up winning the Kumite. So,
The Kumite.
but epic on many, many levels. Very, again, many great, much, the soundtrack was great on
I
it.
always confuse that with Kickboxer.
No, this was way better than Kickboxer, and I enjoy Kickboxer. Granted, it's the same guy, right? Tongue pull, right? I used to kick the hell out of my cousin, and then sometimes I would think to myself, "Damn, I could have really hurt him." Like I just felt like I was just so like energized by this movie. I felt like I can do all those kicks. And
I did. I roundhoused my little brother in his butthole.
You're supposed to kick higher, bro. Not that low.
He kicked higher than I did. That was the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he was here, he'll tell you he bunny hopped all the way to my mom, screaming, holding his butt cheek. We were playing, man. I roundhoused him clean right in his fucking butt. Yeah,
right in the butthole.
basically,
Okay.
yeah.
So you were trying that pose, and completely turned out differently. Got it.
Yeah, he grabbed his cheek. Like, he buddy hopped all the way to my mom.
Lord. I wish you had. Don't you wish you had an image of that? The people. Someone wrote, the people in Bloodsport scared me as a kid, but I still love that movie. That and Best of the Best, and yes.
Oh.
Serge is Julia. Surprise. Yeah, that is true. Thank you. Yeah, that movie was great to many different people, man. And like Van Damme was known for doing those sequences where he was like mourning someone, or he was like really conflicted with whatever was going on in his life, and he would go training, or he would go on a train, and then he would just stare out the window, and then the music, the 80s music that went with it, was just like, yeah, I'm feeling it, So it definitely gave you that, Rick singing again.
Yeah, that was Julia.
I'm telling you, the fans love you. You're singing, bro.
No, they don't. They like to laugh at me.
No one's laughing. They're admiring. But okay, whatever. So yeah, I mean, that's basically all I got. I'm not sure if there's anything else. I mean, I could think of a million different movies that I've watched over and over and over again. I love movies and the feeling. Oh, Never Ending Story. Shit, I watched that movie forever.
Oh, yeah.
And forever. The Labyrinth. I watched it a good time, but Never Ending Story. I watched Karate Kid a million times, and honestly, as an adult, you can appreciate it, but the karate in that was horrible. But
for sure,
it was believable. Like, in the 80s, we were like, yeah, that your son. Drunk Crane, whatever, You get what I'm saying. That's all it took.
I want to hear from everybody else, man. I want to know what everybody else has watched. Let us know in the comments section, man. When you guys get a chance, I want to hear what movies you guys have watched over and over and over and over. It's got to be a wide variety. I'm just curious.
We only have one person right now, so
in the group, whatever.
Oh, in the group, got you.
Yeah,
I got you, definitely. So yeah, that's it. If you don't have anything else, that's all I got.
Airplane.
Oh, she loves Airplane. She loves Airplane, bro. She can recite the lines. Like,
one day we gotta have her on the show one day, bro.
Bro, she can recite the lines, and before she finishes them, she's laughing so hard, bro. Like
Uh,
all the punchlines she knows, and that show was great. It was great. That was like the beginning of Naked Gun 3.5. Like that was the first type of movie that was like that. It was
right.
just one comment, bro. You could watch it 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and each time realize something else that was in it. Absolutely, Goonies was epic. Was epic. Chump don't want no help. Chump don't get no help. Oh, it sounds so familiar. What movie is that from?
Is that Goonies?
No,
What's that? Chump don't want no help. Chump don't get no help. What's that
that's
from?
not from Goonies.
What's that from?
I don't know. Let them tell us.
Uh, Chump
Where's
don't
that
want no
from?
help. Chump don't get no help. Airplane.
Airplane. Yes, yeah. Nah, one of the funniest scenes was damn, she can do it really, really well, man.
Put her on here. Get her on.
Oh man, on the airplane where everybody takes a slap at this person. I forgot the wording on it. Oh man, it's so funny, bro. It's so funny. Um I actually can't watch that movie. But that wasn't my choice, so I don't memorize it. And
Right,
I didn't watch that a lot growing up. I may have watched it once when I was older, but she
Yep.
is so drawn to it.
We gotta do a show on
They slap
funniest
the
movie
nun,
scenes.
the nun slaps someone else. Like they all take turns slapping one guy, and then I think there was a point where it's like, does anyone speak jive? Does anyone speak jive? And then they start that I'm not even gonna try to recreate that.
I know. I know that scene.
Hilarious. Yo, the writers must have been having so much fun writing that,
Yeah.
man. Like, can we get away with this? Let's do it. Let's
do it.
do it. You know?
Yeah. One of the episodes I want to do is this funniest movie scenes in general, just scenes, man. There's a lot of movies that aren't great, but they have moments
Yeah.
that were like, wow.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
All right, man. With that being said,
don't mess up my movie. I'm sorry, I will not touch it. That's your movie, and it is a great movie. I agree.
Yeah. Maybe she could pre-record something for us.
Yo, that would be great, man, if she was to pre-record that and then we would share it. Yeah. But some of these things are epic, man, you know? So, yeah, man, with that being said, thank you guys for another episode, for watching, for checking us out whenever you have time to watch us. We love your input,
your feedback
and all that stuff, and definitely we'll put in some work into the show, so you'll see some differences soon.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome, bro. You guys stay tuned, man. It's gonna be epic.
Nonetheless, like I am a true movie fanatic, and so we both are, and we definitely want to share that. There's a bunch of movies that I've seen recently, a few, and I want to give you like a review on it, and just basically share that with you. Stuff that came out a while ago and I didn't even know about it, and I watch it now and I really appreciated it. So sometimes I think movies hit you at a certain time. It may pass you at that time because you were going through something, or you were busy, and then all of a sudden it hits you and it's like, wow, that was a great movie. I had 2 of those movies hit me recently and I was like, where the hell was I when this came out? But I'll share that later. So once again, thank you guys. On to the next one. We will see you soon, whenever our next episode is. We appreciate you. Feel free to give us feedback, and always, guys, remember, do what you love
and love what you effing do.
Catch you next time. And I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something about your damn Little Mermaid thing, but like, if you wanna roast, I'll look right into the camera. If you wanna roast Rick for his whole freaking Little Mermaid shirt that he has on right now, or or if you want to roast him for choosing those movies, please do so. Please do so. I do it all the time, and it's my pleasure. So I would love if one of you guys, or a bunch of you guys, agreed with me and kind of did the same thing. So feel free.
So you want to put me on a roast? I'm down for that.
Yo, you make it so easy, man. You make it so easy. But hey, guys, thank you once again. Feel free to check us out at Media Chop Up or Movie Media Chop Up on Facebook. It's another. This is the same room. Eventually, we are going to be phasing out Media Chop Up, the regular one, and we're gonna rock in the Movie Media Chop Up room because that one will allow more
Other people to
people
join.
to join in. And I want a lot of those fanatics because they really appreciate. And what I realized also is in these rooms, a lot of them were asking questions about episodes that we did already, and I was like, "Oh, I did that. I answered that question already. Hey, I
I
want the
got you.
movie. I want this type of movie. I want this." And I'm like, "Yo, actually check out this link." And a lot of the movies that you're asking about, we talked about. So they appreciated it and so on and so on. But that's basically where we're moving towards. So we'll see you for the ride, guys. Thank you once again. We also have Instagram. You could hit us up there. Let me put this up real quick. It's our YouTube is at Media Chop Up. Just type of Media Chop Up. You'll see all our episodes there on YouTube. On Instagram, Media Chop Up Podcasts, and Facebook, and so on and so on. We also are we still on audio podcasts?
I gotta start. We're still on there, but only like I swear to God, like the first 4 episodes, we're so backed up on that. We gotta upload onto it. Gillette actually brought that to my attention.
Mm.
It's my fault. I've been lazy on top of that, so I gotta
All
get
right.
on it. That's all. That's all on me.
It's all good. It's all good. But like we're perfecting our craft, and we're taking it from there. But nonetheless, we appreciate all your support. We'll see you on the next episode. Feel free to throw in your opinions here and there. We appreciate everything you add inside the room, guys. And we'll see you next episode.
For
Peace
sure,
out.
man.